What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new video on the Kiefer channel, on the English channel. It is the first ultimate guide. That's kind of a series I want to introduce on every single track, if I can. A good lap, which we have here, the world record. I'm gonna show you that in full speed, also talk over it. Then we're gonna go into the Nico Rosberg analysis. Going on the track, I will show you exactly the right line, and of course I will show you the setup. So first of all, the Hotlap setup, and then the slow speed side for those that actually have no idea how to drive the track. For those that already know, they will probably skip the video from the setup onwards and after the Hotlap, I guess. But yeah, I just want to try it out like that. Leave in the comments down below what you think about that, like if I do these kind of series, and let's get on with it. So, going into this hot lap, of course, you're preparing your exit. Most important thing to get a good run down the straight, and you can see our delta is red. Simply lovely, so I messed it up. But you get the point, and we're kind of neutralizing. Come on, turn green, green, green. Well, maybe we'll do under braking. 50 meter board, 5th gear, touch the curbs. We actually touch the yellow curb a bit too much on the right hand, and that's why we don't pick up as much momentum as we should down this short straight. And now here as well, not optimal, but it's still looking semi-decent, to be honest. The hairpin was also alright. We're coming out just a little bit negative, but it's like everything is nicely balanced, because if you look at our delta, the delta was actually pretty good. Then in this corner, for some reason, I lost quite a lot, just because I didn't send it in enough. Then 5th gear here, and we don't get the best exit. With that also losing another 20 hundredths. Or 20,000? Yeah. But the final sector, we fully send it, get a great exit out of the chicane. That's literally what you have to do. And I knew our final sector wasn't that great, so just gotta send it in the final 2 corners. And actually, I think 4th gear would have been faster here. I'm quite convinced about it. And we get a little bit of oversteer, but probably slightly nervous seeing the delta, knowing this is going to be the world record. And there it is, as you can see, and those are the sector times. So let's check out the setup for those of you that don't want to wait and don't want to see the slow lap. So, first of all, of course, setup. It's a 29-26 setups wing balance, sorry. Yeah, it's a wing balance of 29-26. I prefer always having more front than rear in this game, just for a bit more rotation, because the cars are so understeer. On the differential, we have a 55 on diff, 52 off diff, just for a little bit of stabilization on the braking areas, and when we just lift a bit, like for example in the hairpin, it helps a lot that the rear just doesn't kick out all the time, or when we send it over the chicane where Leclerc spun around. Then in the suspension geometry, we have 2.5, minus 2.5, minus 1.8, and then left. Suspension itself, 6.1, 7.1, 4.5. Try around with 4.5 or 5.4, whatever you like more. I think it works quite well with 4.5, but I usually prefer a bit more front right height than rear right height on this game. With the brake pressure, we have 150 on the brake bias, and the pressures are on maximum. This is only going to work in time trial, so please don't copy that for your GP mode, career mode, online co-op, whatever. It's not working if you have extra temperatures. In time trial, there's 0 tire temp. Well, there is tire temp, but it's fixed, okay? It's fixed in a good area, so you can't overheat. And you will overheat with these. You will not have any grip. You will spin around. You will say, hey, Marcel, what is this nonsense? Okay, so please do me a favor. Put the sliders all to the left. That sounds a bit extreme, but no, it will be the best for you. Put it completely to the left, and from there on adjust it. Usually you can go up by 1 or 2 clicks on the rear, or whatever you like, until you overheat, or whatever you prefer in terms of balance. But this is usually how you will do it in GP mode sessions and your league races. It won't work otherwise. Same on the fronts, but never go too high on the fronts compared to the rears. Like usually you always want the rears at least at the same slider level as the fronts. Otherwise it doesn't really work out too well. Yeah, and this is a setup. Let me know how you like it. But let's get into the actual track analysis on the track slow-mo. So here we go. Actually, one of my favorite circuits in the world, Imola. I was always rapid in F1 2021 on it. I always liked it on iRacing and everywhere else. But let's get into it. Before you start your lap, the same thing as in F1 2021 and everywhere else. You prepare your exit very well. You use all the track, position the car as straight as you can, accelerate out of it, position your car on the left, then cut back in for the beginning of your hot lap. You won't do this at the end. And here we go, onto our flying lap. Touch the curb here on the inside, minimize the track, and then you can see there's a little like dip to the left before the braking zone. So you position your car kind of straight here, and then in the end you still position your car a bit more left, so you straighten up again. You brake on the Italian flag just at the 50 meter board or a little bit before, 60-70 meters, whatever you like. And then you put it in 5th gear, get close to the sausage curb with a later apex, but you don't touch the sausage curb at all times. It will cost you a lot of time. With this, you open up the line for the right-hander, keep it in 5th, still in 5th, accelerate out of it, use all the tracks, still in 5th. Up here you go into 6th because you will hear the rev, but you will keep the first chicane all in 5th gear. Then here, 50 meter board is your reference, or even a bit later at the end of the curb here. You are usually in 7th, shift out into 6th for this corner here. Avoid the sausage curb, late apex, position your car on the left, 5th gear for the right. And then early acceleration, use all the track, really important. And now straight braking at the 50 meter board, or even a little bit later. You want a late apex and keep it in 4th gear. You can go in 3rd. I don't recommend 3rd. 4th is the option. 5th, you can, but you will be slower on the exit. If you really struggle, take 5th, but it will be slower. Late apex, not too early at the curb, then open up the steering wheel with acceleration and use all the exit curb, then stay here tight to the inside because it turns right. And then for this corner after the 50 meter board in 6th gear, you can also short shift 5th and then into 6th again. You take this corner, and really important to avoid the sausage curb, but use the Italian flag to rotate the car in as much as you can. Then use all the track on the exit, turn in for the left, the George Russell turn here, then flat out here at the end of the curb. And then over here, you're already starting to lift after the right hander a little bit, or you prepare at least for the braking, like mentally, otherwise you will probably overshoot it. Position your car here on the left, but not too far on the zigzags, because you will lock up and that will cause understeer for the right hander, and this whole section will lose you a 10th or a half or 10th and a half, or I don't know, like it loses you lots of lap time. So be careful, be mindful of this section. 5th gear is usually better, so you have a bit more traction. You can take it in 4th, then short shift into 5th. You can also just take it in 4th flat out. Not flat out, but like, you know, just the whole section in 4th gear. Use the inside curb here to rotate, not the sausage curb. And then straighten up the steering wheel here on the exit, without getting wheel spin, of course. Now for the chicane, you want to attack the yellow curb for the first time on this track properly. Position your car on the left, just before the bridge. You brake really hard. 4th gear. Then send it over the curb to straighten up the line. And then also take the left one here a bit. Straighten up the corner again at the exit to get as much traction as you can. And now for the final 2 corners, they are really difficult because it seems that you can brake way later than you actually can. Because like you see the 50 meters, you're like, that's still quite far away. But it comes quicker than you think because it's downhill, the corner's falling away from you. And you have to brake on the Italian flag here, which is also a little bit bumpy. So you brake just before the 50 meters, maybe 70 meters. Down into 5th gear. Don't use the curb too much. You can use it, but I would recommend use the white line. The white line is gonna be fine. Then keep it in 4th. Use the throttle to rotate the car. Position your car on the right here. 5th gear, short shift. Use the inside curb here again. And then stay tight to end your lap because it will save your lap time by minimizing the track distance. And this is exactly how to optimize and become an alien on Imola in F1 22. I really love the circuit, and please let me know if this helps you out a lot. If you stick to these like guides that I gave you right now, these tips and tricks with the reference points, the gears and so on, I'm 100% confident you will improve big time. And don't get frustrated, Imola, because it's so tight and narrow but still flowy, there is one line that is gonna be fast and the others won't work. It's super difficult at first, but once you get into a flow, you will enjoy it a lot. So take your time, be patient, use these tips, maybe watch the video over and over again, listen to what I give you as an advice, and you will definitely become a master of this racetrack. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I wish you a lovely weekend. It's not a race weekend, so it's not as lovely, but you know, you can still race on F1 22. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. You're Marcel. Peace.